Good day everyone, my name is Ariel Laura from BACE3. So for today's video, let's talk about the shift of the content-based education system to outcome-based education system.
Education is evolving. We're moving from traditional content-based system to a modern approach, which is outcome-based education. But what exactly that means?
Okay, so now let's define the content-based system and the outcome-based system. So, content-based system is focused on what the student learned. So this often through memorizing a large amount of information, and the success is measured by how much content the students learned. On the other hand, outcome-based education is focuses on what students can do of what they have learned. So this implies with the application of their skills and the real world readiness. So now let's proceed to the benefits of outcome-based education. So as we all know, outcome-based education encourages the critical and problem-solving skills of the students. So this means that students become more engaged and they apply the practical use of what they have learning. So the teacher also, they will adapt the lessons to the different learning styles of the students. This can ensure that the education are being inclusive. So, and last but not least, it is important to prepare students for the life outside the classroom. So, by focusing the real world outcomes. Now the question is, how we supposed to implement the outcome-based education? So I have here a 4 step on how we supposed to implement that. First is to identify the clear learning outcomes. This means that we should evaluate what students be able to do after the lessons. Next is design a curriculum that activities that will help students achieve those outcomes. Next, number 3 is provide flexible teaching strategies. This means that they should meet the diverse learning needs of our learners, our students. Next is, lastly, to ensure the continuous assessment and improvement of the learnings of our students. Assessment and outcome-based education isn't about the exams. It's ongoing and focusing on how well students met the outcomes. So, I have here the methods on how we suppose to conduct our assessment in the outcome-based education. I have here a project-based assessment, performance task, real-life scenarios, and yes, a traditional test, but with the focus of the application rather than memorization. If you're working in or transitioning the outcome-based education, here are some tips for you. First, focus on the clearing goals. So this means that students need to understand the purpose of every lessons that you've been teach. Next is be flexible. So in a classroom setup, we have a different students will met. So that means that we should met the outcomes in a different ways. Next is use continuous feedback. So by feedback, it helps students to reflect on their learning, and with that, it helps them to improve. Lastly, collaborate. So as teacher, we should collaborate the parents, the stakeholders, and the students that should work together for the best result. Outcome-based education is about preparing students for life, which they will develop the skills and not just the knowledge. Let's create a future where students are ready to succeed, no matter the challenges. And that's it for today, and I hope you learned something, and goodbye.